until it's nice outside. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you everyone for coming. It sounds like it's spring for 48 more hours. So, we'll enjoy it until Wednesday, and hopefully Wednesday won't happen. So, roll call, Mr. Lundberg.
Allen.
Yes.
Bodie. Yes. Klumper. Yes. Saxer.
Yes.
Schrader.
Yes.
Next, we have approval of the agenda.
Madam Chair, I would just note personnel, item number 4 should read 5th grade, not 6th grade. My mistake, apologize for that, but it should read 5th grade, not 6th grade.
Thank you. With that, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended. So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. There are no conflict of interest disclosure or waiver requests tonight. So that takes us to approval of the minutes from the regular board meetings on March 11th and March 25th. I would entertain a motion to approve those as presented if there are no concerns. So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. No community input tonight that I don't have anything on my schedule. Financial items, Mr. Lundberg.
Any questions on the list of bills and claims? I just had one noted on page 9, our annual payment to Sioux Falls School District for the Lawrence plant site, the NSP sharing revenue as we refer to it. It's the site out on Rice Street that we made a deal with Sioux Falls School District when it was XL Energy and the whole schmear, and that's capital outlay funds that we pay back to the Sioux Falls School District in a deal that was consummated in 1991, a long time ago. That's the only bill I had noted. There's a total of $414,846 of bills out of reoccurring invoices, $85,571 of pay vouchers out of substitute teaching, and you will note too that we had I think about 15 teacher mentors in this month that they get paid a total of $1,500 to mentor a new teacher at Brandon Valley. $111,415 of food service bills.
All right, if no one has any questions on the bills and claims, I would entertain a motion to approve those as presented, please.
So moved. Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Financial report, Mr. Lundberg.
The cash report for the month of March, we had $5,245,000 coming into the month, 2,740,000 of receipts, and $2,768,000 of disbursements, left $5,217,000 at the end of March, of which $5,120,000 was in the general fund, $51,000 in the pension fund, and $45,000 in the enterprise fund. The $2,740,000 is itemized on the next 2 pages. Next month, the tax draws will start to come in, so the revenue will start going up and the cash flow will start going up. Investment report of $1 million, just a CD at the First National Bank. Payroll and benefits summary, just under $1.8 million for the month of March. The breakout of the tax deductions and related benefits is shown below that. The financial reports, pretty much everything is spot on. I don't have any concerns to point out. Revenue is in the general fund is right on the same spot it was last year. Pretty much everything else is right in line with last year. Maybe a point or two below on the revenues. Tax draws are just a little bit slower coming in. Expenditures are the same way. General fund through March, which is 75% of the fiscal year, is 74.05. Last year was 74.39% expended. Capital outlay fund 82 versus 85. Spec ed fund is a little lower, 72 minus as compared to 77% last year at the time, same time. So I just don't have anything to note on any of the financial statements. The food service department shows being in the black of $56,287 versus $18,200 last year. $150,575 in the trust and agency account. Any questions?
If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the financial report as presented tonight, please.
So moved. Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much, Mr. Lombard. Thank you. Takes us to our general business items. Under administration reports, Administrative Center Superintendent Larson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Couple items to brief you on this evening. Budget process for our next fiscal year, currently underway, has been in progress here since back in December, January, when we got the 5-year plans created and submitted. I would note we'll have our preliminary budget hearing on May 28th. That is a Tuesday. So our second meeting this April and also our second meeting in May are on Tuesdays due to no school day. So May 28th, there will be a preliminary budget presentation. July 15th is our scheduled public budget hearing and potential action on our FY20 budget. Want to provide you with a brief update on some child nutrition services work that we're currently doing. We are investigating and exploring a potential collaborative partnership with some rural area schools that would provide shared services in the area of CNS directorship to rural districts. And then we would utilize those funds to pay for and employ a registered dietitian, and that would enhance our programming as well as their programming and whatnot. So we're in the process. We're working on that. There's a little more work to be done, but I would tell you that it has the potential to become real and brought to you for approval here in the coming month. So we're working on that, and we'll see where it lands. Intermediate school will be joining us here at our second meeting, which is Tuesday, April 23rd. They'll be sharing a good news presentation out of our 5th and 6th grade building. Title allocation. Next year's title allocation is decreasing approximately $45,000. We obtained our allocation, I believe April 1st was the date that it came in, so it was relatively quick turnaround. And I think what it's important for you to know and understand is that later in this meeting we'll be conducting a reduction in force or a RIF to make certain that our Title I budget aligns to our Title I allocation from the federal government. So that will happen here later in personnel. We do transfer about $25,000 over out of Title IV into our Title I, but we're still short that amount of money, which is real close to the cost of one Title I tutor, salary and benefits. So that's why that reduction in force is necessary. Want to just draw a little bit of attention to our staff recognition banquet that will happen on Monday, May 6th. We'll celebrate our District Teacher of the Year, also celebrate years of service and retirement. So make plans to attend staff recognition banquet Monday, May 6th. There are 2 school board seats available. Those are both 3-year terms. April 9th is the earliest date to begin circulating a petition. May 10th is the deadline for petitions. Due to our size, we're required to have a financial interest statement turned in. June 18th is the official school board election date. And if you have any questions, please contact the business office. With all of that, I would note a couple of items regarding our academic calendar. We will have 2-hour early dismissal on April 18th. No school the 19th and 20th. May 23rd, we'll have a regular day. The 24th, we will have no school for in-service and workshop. Would also note that we will be hosting the state track meet on site So we'll need our facility and all the parking associated with that event. No school on the 27th. We will have a regular school day the 28th, 29th. The 30th is a 2-hour early dismissal. May 31st will be teacher workshop. And as President Ullum spoke to at the beginning of this meeting, snow apocalypse 2019 has been forecasted. We're supposed to get somewhere between 1 to 27 inches. No one's quite certain where it's going to come in at, but in the event that we do not have school due to weather, we will not bring kids back beyond May 30th. But I would note that we will utilize flexible curriculum development work with our teaching staff to meet that contract obligation and the number of days they're contractually obligated for. So with all of that being said, I would certainly entertain any questions you may have at this time.
Any questions?
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I think just for questions that might be around that flexible curriculum, do you want to speak to that just for clarification?
Sure, absolutely. So what I would speak to is that there will be a level of accountability from our staff to their building level administrator. I would tell you that we have more needs than we do time, so there will be no shortage of items that individuals can work on, whether it be standards work, whether it be the creation of additional units. It could be some small group work if there's some curriculum planning necessary for items that we've adopted, which is, again, why I would classify it as flexible, but there will be a level of accountability for the day.
Within the month of June?
Yeah, within this fiscal year. Yeah, it will be within the month of June, yes.
Any other questions or comments for Superintendent Larson? If not, I would kind of like to piggyback onto the child nutrition piece that he discussed. Director Anderson and I were out in Philadelphia last weekend and did a presentation last Saturday morning on school nutrition and the whole child. We had about 40 to 45 people at our breakout session, which was kind of nice. Got to meet some people from around the area that we had no idea. They come up to us afterwards, and you're from South Dakota? Yep, I'm from Iowa. Okay, that's awesome. Had a nice conversation. Also, when we were out there, Director Anderson went to a lot of different breakout sessions having to deal with child nutrition, and I went to some very interesting ones on happiness, sexual predators. I don't know. I picked a bunch of different ones that I could just go to because I hadn't been to the National School Board Convention for a while. But what I really want to say is I need to thank the School Nutrition Association, because without Director Anderson being the president of that organization this year, this trip would not have been possible. They were able to fund it for us, and I just sincerely appreciate it very much, and so that was the whole point of my spiel. So thank you. Mr. Lundberg, anything else tonight? Okay. High school, Dr. Talcott, Mr. Schleckaway. Okay. Middle school, Mr. Thorson, Mr. Frecking. Okay. Intermediate school, Mr. Skibsted. Mr. Babb, anything special services? Elementaries, Ms. Foster, Mrs. Hofkamp, Mr. Horst, Mrs. Palmer. It's because we all want to go to a band concert. Director of Instruction, okay. Mr. Henschel, anything tonight? Okay. And Mr. Marshall? Okay. No board policy, so that takes us to our first item under general business, and that is to ratify the 2019-2020 master agreement between the Brandon Valley School District and Brandon Valley Education Association.
Yes, Madam Chair. So previously we've discussed the negotiations process and the timeline and the work that was done between the BVA administration on some language change, nothing major, just a few minor tweaks. And then in addition to that, the Personnel Welfare Committee worked with Business Manager Lundberg and myself through that process. At the end of our negotiations, the settlement was a 5% salary increase, and then in addition to that, a one-time salary enhancement of $1,000. It is a 4-year agreement. With that being said, all of the applicable documents are included within your board packet. I would certainly defer to the Personnel Welfare Committee on for any comments, but do want to give a giant thank you to Business Manager Lundberg and the work that he did finding the available dollars to have this truly incredible salary package offered to our teaching staff. I joke that there was smoke coming out of the pencil show. We're probably going to have to buy him a new one for next year because did a great job of finding it. So anyway, with that being said, I'd certainly defer to our Personnel Welfare Committee.
I just want to echo the thank you to Mr. Lundberg for all the work that he did. Also to the conversations with the BBA for all the time that they spent in talking with us. Obviously, being able to give a raise to the staff and teachers is a small thank you for all that you do for across the district. Being able to hear from the legislator that there's 2.5%, being angry that that's just not enough, and being able to then sit across the table and double that is just being able to be part of a district that's able to do that is incredible. Being able to be part of that committee it's I don't know, humbling, I think would be the word. So it doesn't say thank you enough, though, for all that you all do. So I think when you look at how we rank with all the other districts, I mean, we come out on top with football, we come out on top with basketball, we come out on top with academics. There's definitely, we also want to come out with how you all are incentivized. So other than 2 districts that are heavily federally funded, Banquet Valley would all be the top and have incentivized teachers, and as that should be. So again, thank you for all that you all do.
Anyone else? Thank you very much for all your work everyone did on that, so appreciate it. With that, I would entertain a motion to ratify the 2019-2020 master agreement between the Brandon Valley School District and the Brandon Valley Education Association.
So move. Second.
There's been a first and a second. Roll call, Mr. Lundberg?
Odie. Schrader.
Yes.
Saxer.
Yes.
Klumper. Allen.
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you very much. Next item, approve the wage recommendation for classified staff for the 2019-2020 school year.
Yes, Madam Chair. So the recommendation for classified staff wage increases is outlined in your board packet. I would note that it is a 5% salary increase or wage increase, and that that we also include a salary enhancement for our classified staff. It is noted as $750 for full-time 12-month, $600 for full-time classified employees, and then $250 for part-time classified employees, again paid in November. So with that, consistent with the salary recommendation for our salary ratification that has occurred previously in the agenda.
Any questions or discussion on that item? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the wage recommendation for the classified staff for the 2019-2020 school year.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Number 3, approve contracts and salary recommendations for administration for the 2019-2020 school year.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So included in the board packet was the administrative recommendation for salaries for our administrative staff, our administrative council, outlined within the recommendation. You can note the number of days of their contract, etc. I would note that last year we approved 2-year contracts for all administrators that were on staff. So you'll see there that we have some individuals that are in the 2nd year of their 2-year contracts for 1920. And then the individuals that are joining us will receive the 1-year contract. So I made the business office really excited and got everyone on the same turnaround as far as the issuance of contracts. So next year we'll have that multi-year contract offered up again. You can see that included within the recommendation, as is consistent with our teaching staff and our classified staff, you'll see that 5% salary increase, the salary enhancement, and then also the 2 additional days that are provided to all non-12-month administrations. So with that, I would certainly entertain any questions that you may have.
If there are no questions for Superintendent Larson, I would entertain a motion to approve the contracts and salary recommendations for administration for the 2019-2020 school year.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. Next three items, I would entertain a motion to approve those as presented, please.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Personnel. I would entertain a motion to approve items number 1 through 25, noting that number 4 had that change to 5th grade math.
So moved. Items 1 through 25 personnel.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. A couple items there for information only under transfers. I am unsure if there are any building permits because I forgot to look, so I apologize. 2 thank you notes to the Brandon Valley Board of Education from staff. With that, are there any formal board reports that anyone would like to share tonight?
Sure, I'll just share quick about the curriculum committee meeting we had prior to this meeting. Director Nelson once again shared some great information with us and keeping us informed with all things happening in the world of the curriculum. We talked a little bit about STEM once again and the direction STEM is going and all the great things that's going to be happening with that. And then she shared with us some of the work being done with the PD for the future. And then she shared her experiences at the middle school conference. So that was good to hear. So just kind of the gist of our meeting.
Thank you. Does anyone else have a report?
Just to tag on for student activities curriculum, just want to give a shout out to the incredible play that I know just wrapped up. So great job to everybody involved. Mr. Brick and Mrs. Sittig did a phenomenal job supporting all of our, again, just the talent across our district. I know we talk about it all the time, but it doesn't get old. So just want to shout out to Little Mermaid and all those involved. Also, I think we're in the midst of standardized testing season. So to all of the teachers out there supporting all of our students, just good luck. Get your rest. I think that's to the teachers. And to the students, I think there's a lot of extra sugar out there keeping them motivated. So just thank you for all that you're doing.
Thank you. Does anyone else have anything? All right. There's one travel report there for your review. Yes. Depends on do we want to go to the first part or the last part. It's up to you. Doesn't matter to me. We're trying to decide about which part of the band concert we want to go to. I'm guessing that they're all going to play together, what, about 7:30-ish? Okay. Okay.
So what's that?
That's the piece, yeah. And then if for some reason somebody doesn't see us show up before the whole band's play, somebody can come find us or text us or something. That sounds good. So, 3 knocks. Knock 3 times, that's a song, like from the 60s. Yeah, there you go. So with that, I would entertain a motion to enter into executive session by Codified Law 125-24 for 2019-2020 superintendent contract negotiations.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, motion passes. Okay, ready? It is 7:40. We are going to go back into executive session as we left it under Codified Law 125-24 for the superintendent contract negotiations to continue our discussion. And we're in executive. All right, it is 8:03. We are now out of executive session. Are there any motions that we need to entertain?
Do I make a motion for each one individually or just one?
Just the one.
Okay, so I make a motion for superintendent's contract of the, as presented, the 5% salary increase to match what we offered for all staff, to match also the $1,500 salary enhancement, as well as all rollover of last year offering on the contract, as well as a school board shall provide a $12,000 contract toward a South Dakota retirement, supplemental retirement plan, which would be about $1,000 per month.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, I will do a roll call. Saxer?
Yes.
Klumper?
Yes.
Schrader?
Yes.
Odie?
No.
Olem? Yes. Motion passes. All right, with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.